Hey, I'm Shadex and this is Wrack. Wrack is a fast-paced shooter game, just like Quake, Doom, and Unreal, except it's modern. It was made in 2014, just on the tail end of it, and it is cel-shaded graphics, much in the style of Borderlands and 13. Oops, missed a shot there. These guys are called Arturans. The crawling guys are called Crawlers. If you look in the bottom middle of my screen, you can see a little bar filling up. That's my combo bar. So I have 2 cells filled up. That lets me do a special power-up attack on any weapon. The best one for this fight is the shotgun. This guy's Geyser. My one shot takes out just over half of his health, and that finishes him off. So that's how the level is the levels are for most of it. There's usually either a mini boss or a full boss, and almost every level ends with a full boss. So here's the final boss of the level. I have a 2 charge, which isn't going to kill him, but it's going to get me a bit of damage just to speed it up a bit. I just need a few more shots here. And then that's the end of the first level. So the game is separated into 8 levels, each with many different bosses, a lot of different enemies, and a few different cool speed tricks. So the main speed trick for this game is just like Quake, Doom, Unreal, it's strafe running. So to strafe run in this game, all you do is hold W and A and look the other way. And unfortunately, you're not really going to get to see the story in this game because we're going to skip it all. But it does have a pretty okay story. It's a nice short game. Runs are usually under 25 minutes. Obviously they're better if I am better. I'm a little rusty right now. But there's a lot of tricks. I'm not going to be going for all of them in this run because I would like to progress. Thankfully, I can try some stuff at least once because this game is a pretty good... This game is a pretty good quick save and quick load system. What I'm trying to do here is jump on this and then strafe... jump and crouch and get over that little barrier. I'm going to start building a combo up right here. I'm going to go the safe way, and I'm actually going to kind of alleviate a little of the time loss that I would take by doing this route, just by building up my combo and ensuring that I take it over to the next required enemy that we have to kill. I have a full combo now, which should kill this guy automatically. And you're required to kill him for the gate behind him to lower. So that allows me to just continue. This level and a few others are separated into sections. After you beat both sections, the door to the end or the boss appears. These guys take 5 swords hits each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one final guy. I missed a hit there. You can actually skip those guys, but it doesn't really work because the door is actually triggered upon their death, so it's useless. One more skip here. We're just gonna stop there, jump over. Now we have to kill some more enemies. Again, we're gonna get a good combo here and clear out any enemies that are in our way there. I have to use these buttons to activate the door in front of the elevator. Unfortunately, we cannot jump in front of it. Now we're gonna hopefully jump over these crawlers, or just run around them. And that'll allow us to continue the final section of this level. So the bars that previously obstructed this are lowered, and we're in the final room. This final room is not really a single boss fight, it's more of a bunch of different enemies, a horde of enemies. This is the best weapon in the game by far. It's called the Pulsar. So after I kill all these small guys, the robots start coming. I'm just killing them while I run around and grab the ammo. Even if hopefully we'll have some ammo left over from this level, and that'll allow us to kill enemies on the next upcoming levels much easier. Which is a big thing that differentiates between full game runs and ILs in this, because ILs you start off with nothing, and in this you're able to carry guns over. So this is one of the harder levels in the game. It's pretty long. I'm trying to shoot this guy so I can get through the way. Jump on that guy's head, and sneak right through these enemies and jump over the rest. That guy would be in my way later, normally, so I'm just going to shoot him. I need to hit a button here. That guy can be kind of a pain, but he was nice to me this time. Yeah, so a lot of this game is just regulating enemy AI, and when you know they're going to be in the way, you shoot them. This button allows me to progress. I almost jumped way too early there, and this one will open up the next section of this level. So now we just continue to the end of this section. There's gonna be a few guys on the other side of this door. Now we're on to section 2. A few enemies down here, just gotta mow them down. We want that shield, so we just want to shoot those guys a couple times. Now we're just gonna fall down like that. And we're nearing the end of this, well, the end of this section. You're supposed to do another fight here and hit a button and stuff. Instead, we're just gonna stop, let the crawlers allow us to get up. Kill some enemies. We need to get this ammo. And now we're going to do another skip. You're supposed to kill a bunch of enemies here to lower the gates. Instead, we're going to get a bit lucky there and jump over, and then we can do a crouch jump over. And that just skips doing all that fight. And now we can progress to the boss of this level. This level is a pretty cool boss, also a huge pain in the ass. So I need to make sure I have the maximum amount of ammo for Pulsar. So this guy's like a kind of whack-a-mole. There's 3 little platforms he can pop out of, and it's pretty random which one. Sometimes he'll stay up here for a long time, sometimes he won't. It looks like I got pretty good luck there. One on the right. Alright, so he has a few different attacks. That one's a homing missile. He only shoots 1 on this difficulty, thankfully. Decided to use homing missiles again. And we should be able to get him on this wave. One more hit. Nice. So we decided to only use homing missiles for that one. Usually is much more of a variation of attacks. There's only a few other ones, but thankfully that's pretty much the best luck you can get. Those are the easiest ones to dodge, and they don't do much damage at all, even if they do hit you. This is where the game starts to get a bit harder. For example, when I was doing ILs and routing this game, this level actually took around 4 hours for me to be able to complete at all. Thankfully, there's a few different ways we can do it now. Oops. A few different ways we can do it now. And it's much, much easier. Getting caught on a few things, but it's not a big deal. Just gonna mow these guys down. And now there's a big fight here. So there's a few things I want to do in this fight, and it's really difficult. First, obviously, is not die. Second is I want to lead the robot over to that corner, because if you don't, he can block spawns, which just makes this fight like way longer than it should be. And now I just want to kill these guys. And unfortunately, I only got out of there with 1 combo. It's possible to get out of there with all the combos. I think I'm going to try for some luck here. If you get really lucky, you can jump on something. I messed it up. If you can jump on that and chain it into a strafe jump onto a little platform there, you can actually get a power-up that would let you kill this boss really quickly. Fortunately, I screwed it up a little. That's also a really hard jump to do, though. Oops. Also a really hard jump to do, though. So we're just going to redo that section because I forgot to quick save. That will give me a chance to get the power-up again, though. I do believe they respawn. So we'll try that again and hopefully get it. They're both gone already. Oh well, not a big deal. Yeah, and that trick was found by UT Dread, except it's not really easy to do, and it's only really useful in ILs because it's much easier to just get the combo, although it is the fastest way to do it. This is one of the hardest bosses. This is the sole reason that I could not complete this level for so long. This boss is just a huge pain. And if you don't have a way to kill him, he can be super tough. So we're going to do one more speed here. Jump on the crawler and jump up. I'm just gonna strafe run over him. Those exploding crawlers are really, really tough to deal with. They do a lot of damage to you, and they can also block you and put you in a really bad position. But definitely the most annoying enemy in the game is the normal crawlers, because they just get in your way whenever they can. It's insanely ridiculous. So we're going to do one more skip here. You're supposed to run and hit some buttons. Instead, we just let them boost us over. That's the end of that level. So now we're on the third last level? Fourth last level, sorry. Yeah, we're on level 5 now. This is my favorite level because it's so short. The IL for this is, I think, 55 seconds, if not 54. And there's a bunch of different timings you need to get. Like, you can see we're just barely making it through doorways that are closing. Stuff like that. And it's super cool. Unfortunately, that guy had gotten in my way a bit, and I didn't have a shot ready for him. And there's one more trick we got in here. This is a very short level. This actually lets us go straight to the end boss, so let that guy explode over. And probably the coolest boss of the game too, or one of them. I really like his design as a little roller top thing. He just kind of rolls into you. He has a different attack, but he usually just tries to roll into you for the most part. Like that. And it does quite a lot of damage. I'm just running around. I need to pick up a bit more pulse cells for the upcoming levels. But I should be pretty well off, I think. Okay, so this is the third last level, and this is where the game gets really difficult. This is the reason that we have, this and the next level, primarily, are the reasons that we have to play on casual difficulty, which is the second easiest. Basically, I've never beaten this level or the next level in any kind of fast-paced manner on the hardest difficulty, not even close. It's insanely difficult to go fast on harder difficulties. And there are just so many enemies in this one, and so many super easy ways to die, that it's just near impossible. I do hope to do it one day, probably in time for SGDQ, but definitely not anytime really close to now. This upcoming part is one of the harder, like really hard parts. I need to shoot this guy. That wasn't perfect. That actually wasn't what was supposed to happen, but I made it through. The problem is that you can get knocked into the lava there in so many different ways, and that's really bad. Most of these guys we can just dodge around or knock them out of the way. And now we have the bazooka. The bazooka is the second best weapon in the game. It goes pulsar, bazooka, and then sword, as far as DPS goes. Now this is supposed to be kind of a maze puzzle thing. It's just really easy though. Unless you screw up, then you have to like redo the whole thing over again. Ah, wrong way. Last button I have to hit, and that allows me to go to the start. Now there's a couple things that go wrong here. First, I need to clear that out, and it's really easy to kill yourself with the bazooka. It's insanely, insanely easy. I just need to clear out some enemies. Need to get that health, because this part is also pretty difficult. Not this part, but the part after this, to be specific. I need to grab that ammo. Now I need to hit this button, but there are a load of guys here. It drops them, but here's the part. Sometimes when you come out of that teleport, what'll happen is you'll just get hit by like 3 things at once. Like, I think once I had 3 exploding crawlers there, just all waiting to get the drop on me, and I just like insta-died. So it was very kind to me there, but a lot of the times it is just not kind. And now we can proceed to the end of this level. It doesn't have a boss, just a bunch of stuff we can run past. A bunch of springboards and then just some spawning enemies that are supposed to surprise you. But as long as we can get past those in the turns, we're good. Now we're on the second last level. This one is also very difficult. This is probably the most difficult run, or most difficult level in the whole run. So first we have to start off by killing those guys with a bazooka. I didn't get them. Ooh, I didn't get them all. Thankfully I got out of there in one piece. Need to shoot that to kill the 2 exploding guys there, else I would take a ton of damage. Hopefully we can sidestep all these guys though. Need to do 1 shot up there, and then hopefully we can get rid of the exploding guys. Ow, 1 hit me, not a big deal. I'm going to be doing some calculated deaths. Normally I would maybe do 1 right there, but I think I should be okay. I'm actually at a pretty decent health right now. Gotta shoot 1 of those guys. Just gotta get through there. Those red things are insta-death, so you have to be really careful around those. I hit reload by mistake, actually. That's my bad. I meant to hit quick save and I hit reload. Oopsie doopsie. What happened? Something killed me automatically. Not a big deal though. We just have to redo that small section of the level. Yeah, this level's so difficult that no one has an IL of it. Just no one has an IL of it. I've tried. I've definitely tried. That's all I can say. It's insanely, insanely difficult. Like, and this is done on casual. Like, doing this on the hardest difficulty, which is aptly called bullshit, would be complete bullshit, to say the least. So these are required enemies. They have to die in order for you to progress. So hitting that button spawns a bunch of waves, and these guys are all required to die. So what we're going to do is just bazooka them. And as soon as this guy gets 1 more closer, we're going to strafe jump around him and just attack him from the back now. And we need to be on this side to get to the end of the next few level, or end of this level anyway. Coming up is the hardest boss in the game, in my opinion. And I'm at really bad health, so I'm just going to detour for a second, grab that. Because these guys can be kind of mean sometimes. Especially that sniper. Alright, so here's probably the hardest boss in the game, in my opinion. I need to listen pretty carefully for some sound cues, or else I will basically insta-die in a couple different scenarios. So he has a few different attacks. This is his laser beam, so he's trying to shoot a laser beam at me. But because I'm so close to the wall, he can't actually hit me. So he's shooting homing missiles out there. That's mostly what I need to listen for. If those hit me, I'm basically auto-dead. So again, he's just vibrating against the wall. That's just him trying to laser beam me. He's doing the homing thing again. So how you get rid of the homing missiles is just go into one of the lower parts, and you just crouch. And that's the other one. You need to know where those missiles are going, or else they'll kill you. Oh, I misheard the audio cue there, my bad. So I need to get my bazooka out, and I need to start collecting ammo for it. Should only take a couple more cycles. The last one's... Oh, homing. That scared me. That's what I mean. I just got taken completely blindsided there, and one of those things hit me and took me down to half health from full. Okay, so that's that boss. And now we're on the last level. The last level would probably have been the hardest level, except we found a skip for it. So we can skip nearly the entire level. So how it works is there's supposed to be these big energy like laser shields. You'll see them when we get in. And they're supposed to block your way. And you have to complete like 2 different sections of the level, and it's super, super difficult. Instead, this guy named Grim found a way to run through the laser shields. Come on, work. Work with me. Alright, we're gonna have to reload that Twitch save. Usually you can get it pretty fast, but I kinda messed up my setup there. Okay, so I need to run that way. So as you can see, we just walked through the laser shields, and by doing that, we skip directly to the final boss, who is at the moment a very happy guy, as you can see with his face. This is Galactron, and that surprised him, and now he's sad. So he has this shield. When you see him cross his arms like that, oops, I hit the console button. When you see him cross his arm like that, and a little red shield kind of thing pops out, that's because he's shielded and nothing but the sword can hit him during that. So he has a few different attacks. The pink things are the easiest one to dodge. That thing can be kind of tough, where he spins around and does his arm thingy. And then you can drop the mines, so you can't just sit back the whole time and smack him. I'm going to be switching through just a couple weapons. I need to get my bazooka out. The problem with the bazooka, obviously, is that if I'm so close to him like this, I'll just die. So when he spins around again, like that, I'm going to run back here and get my bazooka out. And hopefully he won't shield and I can just sit here. The thing about sitting here is, the things fall in front of me, so I'm good. I just have to move for the little pink things, obviously. I have 8 more shots. Should be pretty close to enough to get him down. Oh yeah, that's definitely enough. Last shot. Oh, I miscounted. Last shot. Bam. And that's the game. So yeah, that's a Wrack. There's just some story after this that we can skip, and then end credits. Yeah, so that's the Wrack speedrun done in 22 minutes and 30 seconds real time. Loads are moved. Time is 18:27. So that's loads and cutscenes and basically everything except gameplay. So thanks for watching. Thanks for all considerations, and I hope this gets into SGDQ.